JCVD and the U.S. ambassador to North Korea joined forces to save a baby from exploding babies. This is Double Team on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at these!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at these!
No one! Hang on!
It stinks.
Hang on!
Get to the chopper! Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me, as always, are Sam and Jackie. It's not any week that has a theme. You just chose Double Team, Sam.
Which apparently means that, as we discussed afterwards, I've started a new theme for myself.
Okay.
A mini run of basketball players in movies.
Okay. Has a basketball... Let's stop you right there. Has a basketball player ever been in a good movie?
I'm sure at some point.
Okay.
I don't know what that movie is.
I don't think it's happened.
Actually, no, LeBron James was in that...
That comedy,
that,
that
hot mess gal movie.
Yep, and he was excellent in it. That's true. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Trainwreck.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be fun for nobody. So thanks for doing that. I appreciate your commitment to torture.
Sure.
It's very Marquette Assad of you to force us to watch such fine acting performances by such men as Shaquille O'Neal.
Uh-huh. And we'll see how Dr. J does in The Fish That Saved Philadelphia, provided that I can find a copy of it.
I think it's on YouTube.
Okay.
Jackie, what's up? You don't like basketball.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just that, I don't know, it's boring.
Basketball's boring?
Yeah.
Okay. All
And
right.
every once in a while, it's like, it's like any other sport. When you get to the main World Series of basketball,
Yeah. Tell it.
then you fucking care, right? And you'll
Uh-huh.
watch. But other than that, you're just like, whatever.
I want to mention that this episode is brought to you by the fine folks at Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Yeah, they're sponsoring our movie this week. I also want you guys, this is your job for this episode, I want you to cram in whenever possible, even if it's the worst you could possibly imagine, any type of basketball references, like one-liners or
Sure.
like he should have dribbled there when he instead double dribbled, or
Oh, this is going to suck for me.
Yeah.
considering you already blew it with the World Series of Basketball.
Yeah, I don't know shit about basketball. Okay, so I'll have to explain when I'm making a joke.
I'll also permit you to get them wrong and use other sports,
Sure.
like you've previously done. That's fine.
Okay.
But pretend it's related to basketball for the sake of consistency.
It's another ring home run.
That'll move the chains.
There
Right,
we go.
Right, there you go.
That's football, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Sam, what have you dug up on Double Team?
Well, this is the end of Van Damme at the theater.
This is the last one.
No,
huh?
it's not, but his teaming with Sui Hark, who we talked briefly about during the Face-Off episode, because he was the one that convinced John Woo to take it to the limit in A Better Tomorrow
The limit.
and give us just magnificent BS.
Mhm.
He has been part of the late 90s Hong Kong invasion, and it's his first English-speaking film that he directed. And it's his first collaboration with Van Damme. His second would be Knockoff, and neither of them would do an American film in the theater again.
Okay, all right. So you would say that this relationship was not a slam dunk.
It was... No.
It was an air ball.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's cheating. You can't use references that they use inside of the film. I should have specified that.
Oh, well, that's the only one I knew.
Airball.
Yeah, I recognize that as a basketball joke.
Okay.
So it's a sort of weird tale of three different, and really four with Sui Hark, who goes back and continues on with the Once Upon a Time in China series and the Chinese Ghost series and or Chinese Ghost Story series. He does these two films, doesn't do well in America, goes back to Hong Kong. JCVD, I guess we're tired of him now.
We are? I'm not.
This is the first movie he made that didn't make any money in the theater,
Okay.
and it tanked. It was like 11 against 30 million.
Oh,
is
you're
what they
talking
made
about
back.
we were tired of him at that point.
Yeah, I guess we just got tired of him.
Yeah, right, right.
Or this movie is that ridiculous.
It's
that
really bad.
We couldn't palate it anymore.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman is in the sort of middle of his peak here. This is how popular his silly business is.
So this is 96, right?
7 when it
97.
comes out.
Okay, so he's still with the Bulls, right?
He's gone, I think, to the Spurs at this point.
Okay, all right.
Or maybe to the Lakers. He's going to retire in 2000.
Okay.
Mostly to more professional wrestling.
And also diplomatic relations with countries of ill repute.
That's after they almost kill him in the stunt and he becomes sort of a D-lister. He's still pretty important at this point, I guess. Or at least he's a spectacle, right?
Right.
And then the third part of the equation is Mickey Rourke.
Mm-hmm. Right. Academy Award nominee Mickey Rourke.
Rourke, who
Was looking fine in this film.
He's a ripped dude.
Yeah.
just recently turned down the role of Butch in Pulp Fiction, and Bruce Willis was the second choice there. He didn't want to do it. I guess it wasn't a big enough part. Whereas this,
Right.
it's a lead. This is what you
Yeah,
want.
Yeah.
This fucking kills his shit for years too.
Years.
And yeah, so this thing is just a career bomb for everybody except Dennis Rodman, who was so weird that he was invulnerable to it.
So what type of numbers are we looking at here?
It made 11 back against 30.
It's not good.
Not good.
It's real bad, actually.
It probably kind of broke even because it's still in that video days.
I don't know. Not
Not good.
Not good.
It's not good, and it's not good that it did that, and it didn't really do anything in Hong Kong either.
Yeah.
That was a personal foul.
Yes. There you go. Bam.
Kind of.
At the buzzer. Woo.
Inappropriate touching in your black naughty box.
That is not a
Oh.
basketball reference. That is a political entity reference.
Huh.
Oh, okay. I'll try again
That's
later.
what that's what you do in the coat closet with your interns.
Hmm. Well, it takes Mickey Rourke like 7 years to rebound from this movie. That's pretty much the story of this film is, whoops, we all shouldn't have made it.
The character journey of the actor formerly known as Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke
Still
and
known as Mickey Rourke.
JCVD, who's trying to make himself relevant again.
I really liked the pilot to that JCVD show, and I've seen nothing since.
It's supposed to be coming out like next month, I thought.
What the fuck, man? You can't sit on a pilot for a year and a half and expect people to come back and be like, boy, I sure hope they make that JCVD show some point.
Huh.
Assholes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that one as well.
Yeah, that was fun.
Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his DTV movies still aren't real great. I haven't seen one in a while that I was
Pound
like,
of Flesh
eh.
was okay with him and Scott Adkins. It wasn't bad.
I don't
It wasn't bad for those movies. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I need something. I need something a little more.
The hardcores are supposed to be good,
Hmm.
and he just did one with his kids.
Right, we didn't like that one either.
No, he just did another one with his kids.
Oh, okay. All right, all right.
He wrote and directed his most recent film. I think that just came out this year. So,
You might say he was the head coach of that film.
yep, he pivoted around the man.
Oh,
Nope.
That's what he's doing with his career. He's pivoting around the man to become the man himself. He's putting a full court press on Hollywood.
You don't think he is? Anything else you want to share with us?
Not
Sam?
specifically.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to dive into this?
As ready as we'll ever be.
I guess I shouldn't say dive. Tee this thing up? I don't know.
Tip off.
Yeah.
So let's tip off this podcast game.
Here is a verbal jump ball.
Now we've all seen this one time before, I think, and
I've
you
seen
own it on
about
DVD.
5 times.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
We're experienced with it, at least all three of us. We should mention that it's currently streaming on Stars. If you want to check that out and you have a Star subscription.
Absolutely.
So here's the deal. JCVD is a guy named Jack Quinn. And he's like a government operative, international government go-to guy. When you got some things going down in places you don't like, you send him in and he'll get the job taken care of.
Sure. At various points, he flirts with the idea that he's part of the CIA, but at other points, it seems like he's not.
Yeah, I don't really know what organization he's affiliated with.
But if he doesn't complete his mission, he's going to resign.
But I think that's it. It's like one of those situations where they send you in, and if you get caught or captured, the government will disavow any knowledge of your existence. That's what they're saying. Is like, if you fuck this up, we're gonna cut you off, and we're gonna be like, I don't know who the fuck that guy is. What the fuck are you talking about? So he's fired. I think this is what they're saying. That way.
To death.
To death. Right. So some plutonium's been stolen by some baddies.
Sure.
And they're going to sell it to the Iraqi government. I
Somewhere?
guess.
Somebody's going to get it that doesn't need it.
Right.
Yeah.
We got to stop them.
And so it's not even in Iraq yet. I don't know for sure. And they're like, you got to go in, Jack, and get it. And you got a small window of time, or you're getting fired, as mentioned. But it's on like a future truck.
It's a garbage truck, I think.
With stuff bolted onto it to make it look like it's from the future.
Yeah, I guess it's got uranium or plutonium in it already.
Uh-huh.
Because they're talking about this plutonium. And I don't see shit. And they're still like, oh, we got to stop this deal. We got to do all these things.
Uh-huh.
All I see is JCVD stealing a garbage truck.
Yeah, he boosts this truck, and we're to infer that it's even related to this plutonium incident.
At one point, there's like a government room where guys are high-fiving and like, yeah, he's got the... And they give it like the CP-16 or
The XRT.
The XRT. He's still on the XRT. And then no one goes, does that have the plutonium in it?
Maybe it's like a prototype. Like it's a future truck, and now he's double dipping. He's loaded the plutonium onto it, and he's like, "Well, fuck, dude. If I'm gonna steal something, I should steal this future truck because I'll get a raise."
He's like, eat shit, Clint Eastwood and Firefox.
Is that what happens in Firefox?
You know, he just steals the plane.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, he steals this dump truck in extreme fashion.
Yes.
This dump truck should not have made it out of the first jump that it did.
You might say that he catches some Air Jordans while driving this truck.
I would have called him for traveling.
Yeah, this thing starts out hot because he busts through the wall of this fucking truck, and there's not even exposition. It's just like, looks like we're gonna have to jump.
You know, in the first like first minute that this movie doesn't make any sense because they're like plutonium, and you're like, that looks like a dump truck.
Uh-huh.
That's not plutonium. And then it shows like a close up of him turning keys. He has keys to it, and it's like got keychain purse. So he's got a keychain purse. He turns the keys to it. It shows like a nuclear or a satellite link that doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Nothing.
And then he jumps it out of the warehouse and then starts jumping it over other shit.
And there's a whole army after him that also appears to have Interpol backup.
Yeah.
The Polizia written on the hood of the cars, which if I know anything about Iraqi culture and their language, I don't think that they speak Italian.
And they're not in Europe.
And they're not in Europe. They don't have Interpol guys there that are like, hey, it's me, the policeman. They pull it over. Because I'm racist, I guess.
Sure.
Sorry for belittling your people, Sam.
It's a Mario. Give me back the plutonium. I think that's a truck, though.
And he busts through these guys in this truck. Like, he's tacoing through cars, tacoing through buildings, tacoing through trucks. He tacos it down a cliff. And, like, some other guys are like, well, we can do that. And they're, like, doing one of those, like, military troop transfer truck things.
Sure.
It doesn't go well.
No.
Everybody
Jason,
bails.
Why would too? Well, you also
the truck's
wonder,
going over.
why is he chasing him down the side of the cliff?
Right.
This isn't meant for that.
And then, like, the next thing you see, he's back on the road.
Sure.
With more people chasing him. So it appears he just drove. You go down the cliff and it takes you to another road. Well, just drive down the cliff and you'll get there. Or down the road.
He just circled around behind him and then drove past him, flipped him off because he's enjoying it.
Right.
He likes the chase.
Suckers.
Yeah.
And then he is chasing the train.
Yes.
To beat the train so that they can't get past him. So looks like we're going to have to jump it again. So is there a ramp that he jumps the
Yeah.
truck over the train
Well,
that they can't
almost over.
take? Right. It's half over, half through.
Mostly through.
You could say he bricked it.
Yeah.
Rim check.
No, because he made it through.
Yeah, he makes it through. Hmm.
The end one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
He was setting a screen.
No, these are all just awful and really not even good metaphors. Or
No.
anything.
He
We're
jumps
just-
a train. He jumps a truck through a train.
We're now just shooting word lettuce at the basketball hoop.
What?
That's when you go, peanuts over here, and then they throw them at you.
And you don't catch him because you are bad.
Yeah.
And it
you
hits
in
the kid right
face.
next to you.
Yeah.
Right in the face, just like Sam predicted.
And he's a bad kid, and so he calls you. He's like, "What the fuck, asshole?" You're like, "Where did you teach your kid language?" And then the person next to you backhands you, and then life is awful.
And you still don't have peanuts.
No peanuts.
Yeah, so he's free and clear. He gets away. They can't chase him past. They can't also take the ramp.
That's not what happens.
Okay.
What happens is the scene just stops. And now he's shampooing his hair
Yeah,
outside of the bathtub in dry underwear.
it's 3 years later in France. And he's turned into John Matrix. He's through with this shit. I'm not coming back,
Yeah.
Commander Riker or whatever that guy's name is. And sure enough, the feds show up. He's got a lady also. She's pregnant. Got a kid on the way.
Sure.
Got a butterfly tattoo.
Yeah. Not the baby, the woman.
The baby isn't born yet, so
Right.
he can't have tattoos.
It might. Maybe it's one of those weird birthmark things, situations.
Like
you're-
if the baby gets like a note from its parent, it can have a tattoo before it's born.
how would you? So you're saying write a little love letter down to your baby and then shove it up your vag and hope he gets it?
That's weird.
The USPUSS.
No, no,
No.
no.
No. So weird.
If she's got a Brazilian, it's Nair male.
Oh, boy.
Well, that was good.
No. Can't use Nair on your nethers.
I think that's
Burns
all
like
you.
fire.
I thought that's what you're supposed to use it on.
No, you're not supposed to use it on human flesh at all.
Then
Turns
what's
out-
it for?
It's supposed to remove hair, but it turns out it's just acid paste. You use the same. It's like glass etch.
So if you're not supposed to use it on human skin and it gets rid of hair, what application is it approved for, Sam?
None.
Okay, all right.
But you're not supposed to put it on your genitals. You're supposed to put it on your legs.
Jackie, got any info there?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. You can't nair. I guess you can nair your ass.
Ooh.
I tried to nair my armpits one time
Oh.
when I was in high school. That was a bad deal. It burned the shit out of him like almost instantly. And then I had peely skin in my armpits for like a couple of days.
So you just walked around with your arms straight out?
I just told my parents I was sick so that I could just lay in bed with my arms above my head. Like, oh, God.
Like you were getting a rebound.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Just jumping for a rebound there. Rebound from armpits. Lucky they're still there.
All right, so sure enough, the federal guy, whatever his deal is, shows up. He's like, we need you back, John Matrix. And he's like, no, man, I'm out. I'm retired. And he's like, no, you can't retire. Stavros is still out there. And Stavros is this guy that we haven't even been introduced to, so we don't even know fucking anything about him. But Stavros is played by Mickey Rourke, and he's just a general bad guy. I don't know what his game is.
He's just a man for hire. Apparently, he's been working for the wrong guys.
Okay, so he's just a merc.
Yeah, but he's one of the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can't retire. Well, he's still out there.
Yeah.
You know that in your heart. And JCVD's like, yeah, you're right, even though I got a kid on the way. And if he's a merc and I'm a merc, we're just getting paid. Like, we could totally switch roles at some point just by who our contacts are.
Or go to lunch.
Or go to lunch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I got to kill that guy.
like,
Good speech, boss.
All right, I guess I'm in.
Yeah.
And isn't mercs, like, wouldn't they all know who they were?
I would think so.
You know, it's like a small club.
If you're up the upper echelon of mercenaryism, I would assume so.
Yeah, like,
Sure.
there's probably a stamp card that you have.
A stamp card.
And after so many stamps, you get a free handgun.
How many military operations you've ran, or
You know, how many successful hits you've done or whatever.
people appointed regimes that you've overthrown?
I don't know. Either way, you get a free handgun.
Okay.
after so many punches.
That's
from...
not a really good deal.
No, that seems crap.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Although I'm with you though, I would think it would be like John Wick's situation where he knows all the top hitmen.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Like, he would know who this dude is.
Well, he does know
They
who
would
this.
probably have worked a mission at one
I
point
think-
together.
I would think that they have worked a mission together.
They all know each other because they had that they have that conversation in the movie later.
Right.
Yep.
So what's this guy's argument? Like,
I don't know.
you have a colleague that is still working. You should unretire.
Well, I guess the conversation could have gone like this. Thank you for 3 years ago getting the plutonium back. And then Van Damme looks at him and goes, I stole a truck. That's what was happening.
So he leaves him to think on it. He goes back to whatever town, wherever in Europe, and sure enough, Mickey Rourke goes into his car, this government agent's guy, and he's like, "Hey, I hear you're sniffing around. Nobody can come out of retirement while I'm still working because I'm awesome. By the way, I left you a little present. Kaboom!"
Yep. And he doesn't even turn back. That's how badass he is.
That is true. That is true. He does not look at the explosion.
Yeah.
Sweet. It's not really a basketball reference we could make there, is it?
I thought Mickey Rourke was deformed.
That's definitely not a basketball reference. That's mean. Why?
Because he was in some kind of horrible accident.
He boxed and he got his face punched off, basically. And then he got plastic surgery to fix some of it, and it didn't work good.
Oh, I thought he looked fine in this movie.
Did you look at his face?
Yeah.
They shot around his one, like, I think he got an ear release situation, like, when he was boxing, where it took part of his ear. And so he's got one real bad ear.
I wouldn't say he's a handsome man in this movie. He's just ripped as shit.
I thought he was okay. He's average.
Okay. All right.
I mean, he's no Gerard Butler.
Okay.
But I thought he looked fine.
Well, I think he looks fine too. He's
You just can't
not-
compare him to Mickey Rourke in 9.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
Okay. All right. Later in Antwerp, Jack is there. He's on the scene, sniffing around. Like, I guess I've left. We do get flashback to him telling his wife goodbye. I'll be back in 36 hours. You got, it's fine. It's no big deal. I'm just going to go get some smokes.
Sure.
Never come back.
He's
That's
rounding
not a
up
basketball reference.
It's a Stinger Madness reference for sure.
Sure.
You might say it's a double dribble because I double did it twice.
Oh, God.
It's going poorly with the basketball references.
I've used the only one I have.
So he meets up with Yas, who is Dennis Rodman's character's name.
Yaz, Y-A-Z.
Yas.
Which later becomes a birth control method for ladies.
Ooh.
Which I thought that, like, throwing Yaz was slang for, whacking off.
I thought if something was really cool, you said yes.
Y-A-Z,
That's
right?
Y-A-S-S.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's new.
Okay.
Yaz has been around. Before even the Yaz birth control and the Yaz this guy was like, yeah, I'm going to go throw some Yaz. Well, you didn't say that to people. They're like, what's so-and-so doing? Oh, he's out there throwing Yaz.
I am unfamiliar with that.
Sure.
Must be a Southern California thing.
It means summer.
So
Oh, wait, here's the Urban Dictionary. Hold on.
it means summer.
Yes can either be used as a verb meaning to pee or the sound it makes when you pee.
That is not what my P sounds like.
So maybe throwing Yaz is peeing.
If I had to write my sound or my P sound in letters, it would be OHMYGOD. It burns.
The possession arrow is pointing to the other team.
Turn over. I turned over my joke because it sucked.
Yep. Well, either way, we meet Yaz.
Right. We meet Yaz, who is a gun supplier.
Yeah, he's
That's
arms dealer.
That's it? That's all he is?
Yeah,
Okay.
which then gets confusing because why is he there? He doesn't work for the CIA, I guess. So,
Right.
but then he goes to the other people that are like setting up the op,
Uh-huh.
and he gives them some of the guns that he got from Yaz, and you're like, who's running this shit show?
Right.
He's like, hey, who's the sharpshooter? And the lady's like, it's me. He's like, do you know how to use one of these? Like, did you not like do some emails first?
Right. I brought my own gun. Normally,
Or everyone is supplied by the same person, or plus the guy that was running this op did get exploded. So why are we still doing it?
It's also a good point.
Yeah. Like, all right, who's in charge? He got blown up. All right, let's keep going.
And their operation is to take down a mercenary.
Yeah.
Who, to my understanding, has he committed a crime up to this point?
Not that I know of.
Okay. All right, so there's lots of banter between these two. It's all basketball related too. Like that's the one predominant thing about this movie is like anytime you have Dennis Rodman on screen, there's basketball references.
Sure. And there's just a very thick sexual tension between the two of them.
Definitely. For sure, man. Are you ready for this game? Man, I was born in the game. I've been doing the game for 20 years.
Imagine them bouncing quarters off each other's asses in between takes.
Yeah.
Just being like, who has the biggest muscles and everything else.
But all their innuendos would be basketball related.
Yeah.
Like, don't get too close to me, because I'll jump over your head and put it in the basket. Oh, yeah? Well, I'll rebound you and shove you into the locker. You guys want to make out with each other, don't you? Or play basketball. So he gets the guns, I guess, and that scene's over. That's neat. Hey, good to see you, Dennis Rodman. We'll see you in like 45 minutes. And he meets up with the strike team at a warehouse, and they have this big elaborate plan for where they're going to shake down Stavros, who's going to be at a carnival.
Something like that. They're like, all right, so the guy planning this got blown up.
Uh-huh.
So we should take this guy down around as many fucking children as we can.
Right. Let's go where there's a bunch of people, and the only reason an adult man would have business coming to this thing is to see a child, which is what happens.
Yes.
Okay. Why not just call him? Be like, hey, man, we got a job for you to do. Show up in this dark alleyway, and if there's a bunch of guys with guns there, don't worry about it. They're part of your strike team, and then blow them away.
Or email him and be like, hey, brah, I want to man you up.
Or why not just abort the whole mission?
Because the one guy got blown up.
Right. That's also the guy that's financing
in charge
of this whole operation. That would be a good one to abort.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense. And so sure as shit, they're at the fair. Everything's in place. The target arrives, and Jack gets this feeling like, hey, this is too easy. What's going on here? And Davros is there to see his son.
Yeah, I guess.
Who's being delivered by
his mom,
his baby mama, or the nanny, or I don't know.
She's, I think, his wife or girlfriend or whatever, right?
We have to infer what it is no matter what.
Yeah.
The mother of his child.
Sure. And the people that we think is Stavros isn't Stavros.
Right.
It's not him. It's not him. You know how he knows?
Because he looked at his face?
No, the guy grabs a hot dog. That's the only thing the guy does that would be a tip-off.
Yeah, because he says...
Stavros hits hot dogs. What?
He said Stavros is left-handed. That's not him.
Oh, so he's eating the right hand. He's right-handed down a hot dog.
Because I have never ate with my ambidextrous. If there's one thing I'm ambidextrous at, it is eating.
Yeah, sure. I've grabbed a hot dog with my left hand.
Yeah.
In fact, I do it all the time so I can use my right hand for the condiments.
Right, exactly. That's not a tip-off.
No.
Whatever. And on the other side of things, Stavros is like, oh, you little baby. Boop, 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 boop. And he looks over and there's a fucking tiger. And the tiger's like, hey, check it out up there. There's guys up there.
Yeah.
He gets a hint from a fucking tiger that this is a fucking setup.
Sure.
Okay.
I think the tiger's a plant. Because later, he's on the same team as the tiger.
Right.
This tiger's like his bro.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
His mercenary broker, as it were, like, well, you go and broker this deal, Tiger, with the federal government of the United States, and I'll just do the job.
I got a man on the inside. It's a tiger.
You're my hype man, as it were. Here's my business card. Tiger, Stavros Industries.
Ugh.
Is that your job position or your name? I'm Tiger. Roar.
Well, the tiger's the only one smart enough not to get shot.
Yeah, I guess he really showed his stripes.
Oh my God, no. He was quite the mascot. Basketball joke
Of Frosted Flakes?
of Stavros Industries.
Hmm.
And their basketball team.
Yeah, and then he's going to get in a fight later with Team Q, Team Quinn's mascot, which is Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
His mascot's Dennis Rodman.
He might as well be, dude.
Okay.
He's fucking ridiculous.
This metaphor has gone too far, and I can't even figure out who's who anymore in this equation.
Donuts.
Right. So the tiger's like, hey, man, check that shit out. There's dudes up there with guns, and then everything goes haywire.
It all goes wrong.
Yeah.
The whole time, we're to assume that because they want him alive.
Uh-huh. They're using darts.
Yeah. So they have all the time in the world to shoot this guy with the darts, but they're not taking the shot.
Right.
Because there's a kid not in the way.
Yep.
And it starts.
It starts. So, yeah, like, we're not going to have one of those Punisher situations where the kid's there and he's playing and his dad gets blown away in front of him and you're like, no, my daddy's head came off right in front of me. It's, hey, Dad, you got a trank dart in your neck. What's up with that? And then guys come in and they're like, get down the ground, little kid. And then the kid goes home after that. But they do arrest his dad and put him in mercenary jail.
Or they just wanted him so that they could make him do something different.
Yeah, I don't understand why he was supposed to be taken alive.
I don't understand any of it. But things turn to shit either way. There's gun guys everywhere.
I can't tell who's with who. Because there's like gun guys
everywhere,
shooting everywhere, and both Stavros and Jack are shooting the gun guys,
who are just dressed up as normal Joes. They're like wearing denim.
It's like there's a third faction, or this is like fair security. And once it gets unfair, the guns come out.
Yeah, guns and also grenades.
Grenades?
There's fucking grenades. Stavros has brought grenades with him to a meeting, that 30-minute meeting you get when you're have rough tensions with the mother of your child and she has full custody. And you're like, oh, well, you can spend 30 minutes with them once a week at the carnival. You bring grenades.
Well, I think he's made of explosives.
Oh, that could be too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the government's after him. Stavros has fucking got grenades everywhere.
His team has an explosive defense.
Huh.
Boom shakalaka?
Dipsy-doo. Grenade-a-roo.
Nope.
Is that Marv Albert?
No, it was supposed to be Dick Vitale. Awesome, baby!
Okay, all right.
I'll do it in the Dick Vitale voice next time.
So the kid and the mom get shot. End of story for them. That's not good.
Well, the mom gets shot, and then Mickey Rourke picks up the son and is trying to make a run for it, and the kid gets shot.
Like a kid. So the mom
He's
gets
using
by a
the
tiger.
kid as a human shield after his mom gets shot by a tiger.
The tiger shoots his mom.
Right.
But that was probably like a pre-set up deal between him and Rourke because we know they're friends.
Right. I'm gonna have full custody now.
Yeah.
Thanks to you, tiger friend.
Tiger friend. I think my lawyer has something to say about that. Tiger? That he shoots her and like, oh, that's how it would have gone if it was going well if Van Damme hadn't crashed the party.
Right. That tiger just was there with his 38 ready for action. But unfortunately, the kid gets shot as well.
The kid dies somehow.
Right.
We don't really see how that happens.
It looked to me like Rourke got shot in the back.
And it went through him?
I guess. I don't know. The kid's just there, dead now. So, whatever.
I don't know. He wasn't a very cute kid anyway.
And Mickey Rourke, Stavros, runs into a hospital, takes out like a security guard and like some windows for some odd reason. We
He
don't
just starts
ever know.
breaking glass because we haven't broken enough glass yet, even though there's been plenty of broken
He's
glass.
by himself, and he's just like taking out like those like bank teller booth glasses.
Yeah, he just starts kicking them in.
Cause X.
He's angry.
Yeah. Well, now's not a good time. You're on the clock here. You got
Yeah.
JCVD chasing you down, who does arrive into the hospital, and he's like stalking him slowly. Like, I know you're in here, buddy. I'm going to find you. You better not buy any babies or anything, because I know your propensity to use babies as explosive weapons.
Sure.
No, he's at the babies. He is at the fucking nursery.
I
Yeah.
could not believe this personally, that they were going to have a gunfight around infants.
What do you call this place?
Well, it's the nursery of the hospital.
Okay, nursery.
That's right next to the ICU prenatal unit.
The NIC.
Okay, because I was going to call it.
NICU, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to call it baby storage.
Baby storage?
Yeah, like where do you keep your babies? Well, in baby storage.
In baby
obviously.
storage. Well, he's
You know
made
what they
it to-
should do at the hospitals?
Hmm.
It's just, you know how they have, it's a girl or it's a boy.
Right.
And then for the ones that are going to be abandoned, they just say, this baby available. You know, like a little real estate sign. So that way, if you're passing through and you've got a baby and you're like, you know what? I kind of wanted to have twins. I'll take that one since he's available.
So it's just like a baby buffet.
Yeah.
You just get a plate and grab one.
Yeah. If it's not already spoken for,
Okay.
you know, or we know the mom is a teenage pregnancy, you know, you just put an available sticker on that one and somebody will take it home too.
My first question of the episode is, Jackie, do you have any respect for human life?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Sometimes.
Just checking. Yeah, so anyways, there's a fight in the baby storage.
Sure.
Lots of broken glass, again.
More shooting.
More shooting.
And then all of a sudden, in rolls a little crib.
Little tyke.
It's a little crib on wheels, and it rolls up. I'll do the Dick Vitale voice for this one.
Good.
It's a grenade, baby! Not it's a grenade, baby. It's a baby and a grenade. Together.
At last.
Because now that Mickey Rourke has lost his child, he doesn't care about any other children 3 minutes later and has put a live grenade next to a baby and used it as a rolling bomb.
Right.
Then Van Damme throws the grenade into the elevator
Uh-huh.
and rolls that baby out, and the entire rest of the nursery explodes, killing all the other babies from what it seems like.
It is a massive explosion.
It doesn't seem like the other ones made it.
I don't think most of the floor makes it.
Ah.
Because he is like 30 yards away from this explosion. And it sends so much shrapnel in his back that he is essentially not paralyzed, but not good. He's banged up.
He's banged up bad. But it shows this one baby like, oh, that baby made it.
Yeah, he has to go on the mercenary injured reserve.
Awesome, baby!
Yeah, so I'm going to burn one of my questions now. What
Uh-huh.
do you think happened to that baby later in life?
Oh, that baby?
Yeah.
That baby became the president
That baby became
of the hair club for men. Oh,
Oh.
no. Dick Vitale was in that, too.
because it probably
No, he's
burned
still
off all of
bald.
its eyebrows and everything, right? So it just never grew back any eyebrows and
Well, I think.
That baby was powder.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
and then he
Several
became,
years before this movie.
Right.
Then he became like a. Never mind.
So he's pretty fired. Operation went poorly. I don't know who he'd get fired from because his boss was exploded.
Exploded already.
Yeah, but this is what doesn't make sense to me about this whole thing, right?
Uh-huh.
They tell him when he gets to this place, you're too dangerous to be out there.
Yeah, he wakes up in this facility
Yeah.
that is ran by Belloq. We should mention first
Sure.
Belloq's second episode on Sticker Madness. That is made up of former spies and agents and mercenaries, the best of the best,
That fucked up.
that fucked up, and now they have to live on this island
Sure.
and work for a system that's like Uncle, like
Sort of.
they're like
Yeah.
the Charlie And
They're
he
like
sends in the angels.
the think tank for other government entities. Except it's unclear because it goes to when they go to work or whatever. And then it just seems like they figure it out, pat themselves on the back, and then go on about their day. They don't like seem to be working for anybody.
Right? They don't Belloq gives a speech about how we're keeping the world safe from the bad guys. But then the very next scenario, like his very first day on the job, they sit you in a chair.
Sure.
And you've got a trackball and some vague buttons that may or may not do anything. We don't know. You get a headset. That's kind of cool.
You have your own TV.
You have your own TV and a 3D future hologram in the middle of the room. And what has happened today is that a passenger jet has exploded from what appears to be a missile fired from North Korea. Everybody is dead on board. And the Secretary of State comes on and gives a speech. He's like, yeah, it's a bummer. North Korea's at it again. And through wondrous deduction, they deduce that a U.S. fighter jet was shadowing this airplane inside of its radar bubble, essentially. The North Koreans saw it. They're like, hey, they're doing espionage over our land. Let's shoot it down. They missed. They hit the passenger jet, and the U.S. covers it up. They figure all that out, and then they're just like,
lunchtime.
Bye. They don't call anybody.
Who are they reporting to?
They're like, hey, man, the U.S. is bad, I guess.
Maybe we work for them? I don't know.
I don't know. Let's call the Washington Post. No, because then we would have to be... no.
So this goes to my question, right? He's in this facility, but he had been retired for the last 3 years.
Correct.
Previous to this assignment.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
but
his
now
boss got exploded on. We should never fail to remember that.
So now he has to go to Club Med for assassins?
I guess. Because it's that plausible deniability thing
I don't
with agents, but that's government entities that do that to agents.
Plus,
these guys are not government entities. They just are like villains that live on a secret headquarters, but they're not villains.
Yeah, because not one of them is... it's not like they're all U.S. citizens.
Right.
That one guy's British. That other guy's like a Russian or something.
Right.
They're not reporting to anybody.
Nobody. Okay. So he's also been told that his family believes that he's dead.
Sure.
Like, you've been totally written off. You don't exist anymore. You just get to sit in a chair and solve crime, but
and
not
to prove
really
it,
do anything with the facts about it.
Yeah, and to prove it, this is your wife's Facebook page. See, she's posted that she is widowed and
newly single.
Here's some pictures of your funeral.
I like she's got a profile on Match.com. I like long beaches or walks by the beach and men that can do the splits.
Yep.
So
that can hang their balls over my face.
Well,
as I walk to and from the kitchen.
Huh.
JCVD could do that.
And then you just reach up there and be like, dingle, 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 like a cat. You just play with your balls while you're up there.
It's like a Christmas. Balls of holly.
Like mistletoe?
Yeah. You want to kiss me under the balls?
Nobody's ever said that. Not once ever.
Yeah.
Not once.
I bet they have. I've seen some pornos that go almost there.
All right, so back at home though, his wife gets a phone call from what sounds to me like Publishers Clearinghouse. Like, you've won the Greatest Artist of All Time award. We would like you to come to Rome and put your art in our Roman museum.
Yep.
Yeah, your shitbird thing that's just made out of trash. That was the only one piece of art we saw that she had done.
Correct. It's a swan. JCVD thinks it's a cow.
Yeah, so he's not a good artist. Something should raise a red flag here for you if you know that you're not very good. And then all of a sudden, this really fancy place in Italy wants to do your artwork.
So what you're saying is, if you're married to a guy who doesn't appreciate your art, can't see it, and makes you then think that your own art is shit, and somebody really good calls you and says, we actually think you're fucking amazing, would you like to come out here and do this? You're like, no, I can't, because my husband once said it looks like a cow. Way to be inspiring to women, Jackie.
That's not what I was saying. But it does sound very eerily similar to my own home life.
Oh yes, correct.
I had a dream of being an artist.
Cake penises are not art.
They were cupcakes, Sam.
That you just then proceed to sit in.
Ooh.
I had a dream. 'Cause that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I dream about sitting in cake every night. Months pass, and she comes to this museum, and it's a big thing. Mickey Rourke's there, and so we know that it's not on the up and up. This artist publishers clearinghouse phone call seems suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because she's in a bed sleeping, and then you see the maid like open up the drapes of the room, and he's sitting in a chair like the Bachelor with a rose. Like, I'm gonna choose you, okay?
I also like long walks on the beach, and I can do the splits. Cool. So Jack is getting healthy now. He's in self-imposed rehab on the deserted island headquarters.
He's just sort of monkeying around his own apartment.
Yeah, getting healthy in a hallway
Yeah.
And then humping the bathtub.
and humping a bathtub.
Well, you would think that the bathtub humping thing isn't going to pay off, but it does.
Right.
But yeah, he does this thing where he's like hump lifting the bathtub.
And he also has to stay underwater. He's like testing his lung capacity by staying
Sure.
underwater for a certain amount of time. And he's doing these very this exercise would only come in use, like this thing you're practicing for is very specific.
Very specific indeed.
Okay. All right.
And it's like the never-ending montage that they actually have to break up with some weird scene about him getting punched in the face or something so that you can have another 5-minute montage of him training.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird. I was like, I don't really care that much. And I thought for sure he was going to have a ball slip the very first time that he starts doing the splits in the doorway because those shorts were pretty short.
Yeah, he's JCVD. He likes the short shorts.
And the angle, I mean, he obviously had some black underwears or something on because you could see him. And I was like, that would have made the movie more interesting. A little ball slip.
Weird. Okay, so in the video room, he sees a message to him during a terrorist attack. So I guess now Stavros is now exploding cars in front of malls, I guess, or something. I don't
Some
know.
bullshit.
And he wrote a message. He's like, "Hi, Jack. I'm still alive, and I got your woman. Come find me, because we're like bad, and we hate each other now. Because
Yeah.
well, I guess you did shoot my kid. Well, sort of. A tiger may have. I don't know. But let's meet up." And the guy's like, "Hey, is that Stavros?" And JCVD's like, "No, it's a copycat. Leave him for me, you son of a bitch. Hands off my arch nemesis." So he trains even harder.
Yes.
And then he rigs, because they have what I call thumbprint chaperones.
Yes.
You have to check in with your thumbprint once every certain amount of time, or they're gonna fucking gas you. But
If you're not there, then they just gas the room and you're fine.
right, why even be in there? Like, it's time to check in. Well, I'll leave.
I don't know.
Then they can't gas me.
If you're like 2 minutes late, though, you're fucked. Maybe.
Yeah, like if you were like,
Let's-
dude, I'm right in the middle of doing my laps in the pool. Fuck that shit.
Throwing some yaz, maybe.
Yeah.
Or your hands are covered in Vaseline, because what else you got to do there? Besides have well-oiled hands. So he rigs his thumbprint chaperone by cutting his own thumbprint off, and then he runs out the door and dives off a cliff through lasers that he's rigged to shut off at a certain point of
Well,
time.
the lasers shut off on their own so
Okay,
that
all
the
right.
delivery can happen.
Oh, that's right. So he nails it. Perfect timing. Swims under the ocean. Gets wrestled by a scuba diver that I guess he didn't factor for, or he didn't factor for.
No, it's the guy that punches him in the face when he first gets there. It's like, I hate you so much, I was going to escape just to kill you.
Okay, so what's he doing down there?
Freelancing.
Hmm.
He, I guess, knew that JCVD was going to try to escape, so he
Hung out.
scuba dive. How he gets here is unclear.
Right. Okay.
Because there's lasers.
Maybe he's also escaping. I don't know. But there's lasers and the whole thing. And JCVD lashes onto the shipment. And the guy down at the bottom gets lasered, and which causes him to explode? ? And then JCVD gets lifted up into the air on the back of a Airbus.
Yeah.
Where he immediately runs out of oxygen and dies.
Correct.
Well, there's no matter how you try to justify the plane thing, the way that it's shot, it drops a shipment off, then boats come, they bring the shipment around, and then it comes back around and picks the same shipment up.
They bring it around to a loading dock that puts it above the water so that it doesn't get lasered, so that the airplane can pick it up and take off with it.
Yes. Why does it do this?
It doesn't go to the island. None of the supplies go to the island.
They go right back to the plane.
They just go back to the plane.
And if this is like we missed some on the cutting room floor where that's like, this is the laundry system.
Right.
It's not a good one.
Right. Well, the laundry doesn't get delivered.
Because there's not really anything you're going to be needing to pick up from there. Other than the information that you're not picking up.
But then that would require them like pushing the information off the cliff through the laser grid, and then an airplane comes and picks it up and takes off and is like, hey, here's our monthly delivery of information. Turns out it wasn't the North Koreans that screwed this whole thing up.
It's a good thing we didn't use email because it's a month later.
Right. Instead, we just blew up an entire nation, and turns out that was a bad decision.
What's the intel looking like from the colony? And
dated.
The report says, we had like an airplane thing going, but they used some courier pigeons, and let's just say it was a mess.
Another disturbing thing about this island that I just now thought of, it's all men.
Yeah, it's all men because there's either a separate woman colony with super spies, or this movie just says you have to be a man to be a super spy.
When he wakes up, he goes out to the pool party of the all-men spy camp.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
This place sucks.
Although if you are a maid there,
there's no maids.
If you want to be a macho man. It's pretty gay.
Yeah.
I think it's gay.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Anyways, so he's escaped. He gets on the plane. He pushes some guys out. Hey, you have a parachute? Here you go. Bye. Then he takes the plane over, lands at someplace. He goes to meet Yaz, who's, I guess, just still there buying some guns or selling some guns.
He's got a store.
Right.
And this is when that bathtub lift pays off because he lifts his motorcycle off the ground.
Good thing I was training for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
His Ducati.
And after some more banter regarding basketball and some longing looks into each other's eyes, he's like, hey, I need some guns and I need you to fly me to a place. Okay, well, let's go. And on the plane there, he's like, do you know how to fly through the air? Yeah, man, I can dunk it pretty good. All right, well, push off. And he pushes him off the plane.
It's like, you don't need a parachute. Are you sure it works? Yeah. Okay, and then he pushes him off and then jumps off.
And they land on each other.
They air 69 for a little bit.
And
then Van Damme's head gets stuck in Dennis Rodman's crotch. Then they tug on each other for a little bit. There's some arguing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turn into a basketball.
They turn into a basketball.
And that basketball apparently doesn't hit the ground at a force that turns them into fucking human jelly.
Right.
It works good.
Does it bounce or does it float down?
I guess it floats down.
But it's a basketball that people are inside of.
Yeah. Its terminal velocity is still pretty quick.
I've seen basketballs drop from buildings and stuff. They go pretty fast.
If there was a person inside, they wouldn't be happy.
No. They'd be dead.
Dead.
But you got to cram it in a basketball.
Yep.
Hey, there's men inside of a ball.
In case you didn't know, this guy plays basketball. Now he's in one that's falling from the sky.
So Jack is like, thanks for the lift, man. Thanks for the guns. Bye. I'm going to go break into this house.
That's mine.
Or something. I don't fucking know. And inside, there's a bomb baby.
Number 2.
What the shit? There's baby bombs all over this
It's
place.
a bomb, baby!
And more gun guys.
More gun guys.
It's a trap.
Yeah, his house is a trap.
It blows up
Yes.
because of baby bomb.
But the nanny has a grenade.
If the nanny has a grenade.
So he kills all of the gun guys.
Right.
And then the fake nanny that was setting the bomb comes out and he's like, I don't want to shoot you, fake nanny.
Because he suddenly...
Has a compassion for fake nannies.
Or...
So then she starts shooting at him and he closes his eyes slowly because he's like, you forced my hand, fake nanny.
I swear I'd never shoot a fake nanny again.
And then he shoots the fake nanny, but in her dying moments, she throws a grenade, a hand grenade, into the pool, which blows up the entire property.
It doesn't just blow up like water shoots out of the pool. It explodes the pool.
And he just
In a
goes like
fireball.
4 feet away and like squats.
Like, oh
and
no.
he's like, oh, my house.
And Mickey Rourke has parked a car
Yeah.
nearby.
Down the way.
And there's a message inside. It says, hey, come check this place out if I were you. Don't take this car because it's not a very good car. Okay. And JCVD's like, hey, Yaz, dude, we can't take this car because it's rigged, even though he just told us don't take this car because it's not a very good car. So if it was rigged, why would he say don't take this car because it's not a very good car? You won't get there. It's going to break down. Also, it doesn't have insurance. The taillight's busted out. But it's also definitely not rigged to explode, whatever happens here.
Sure.
Also, just fucking shoot him, Mickey Rourke.
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
It's too easy.
Ay, ay, ay. All right, so instead, Yaz boosts a tiny car.
Well, Yaz steals the comedy.
Yeah, ha ha ha.
Haha, his head doesn't fit in it.
That's
Good thing it's a
big
convertible.
man in a small car. Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Looks like the jokes have been traded to the Lakers.
Not awesome, baby!
All right, so Jack tells Yaz to that Rick Stavros has his kid, and he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, before I was just supplying you guns and trying to get back home. Now I'm totally in, dude. Let's team up and kill you. Nobody fucks with children in my watch."
Yeah, I guess. Which is a good, convenient point where Van Damme doesn't tell him that he kills Mickey Rourke's kid, because he probably would switch sides at that point.
Don't say anything about that.
Don't say anything about that.
I didn't do that. A tiger did that, maybe.
Maybe it was some guys in overalls who had guns. We're not really sure.
I don't know. So they post up in this park, and you guys might have to help me out here too, because I'm very unclear on their plan.
Now he doesn't have one. That's what he says.
It's post up in this park.
Yeah. See what happens.
Which is a basketball reference. Post up.
Post up.
Yeah. And the wife is going into labor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Stavros is like, okay, well, we'll take her to the hospital. And so she drives by the park in a car, and Jack's like, hey, that's my wife.
But he's dressed like punk Euro trash.
Right.
He's dressed like that guy from Hello, Buddy.
Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore
Mm.
from Encino Man.
Oh,
Yep.
sort of.
Sort of.
He has Vin Diesel's jacket from Triple X.
Yeah, it's more Euro trash than anything. But anyways, so he's like, hey, it's my wife. And he runs after her. And Mickey Rourke's like, nope, not your wife this time, Buster. It's me, Stavros. Let's fight. But instead, a mounted machine gun guy starts blowing up a wedding.
So, yeah, they identify all of the players sort of poorly as to who, because every agency's there in force.
Agency.
I guess. And then there's a sniper
Uh-huh.
and a guy on a horse. And the sniper is important.
Okay.
The movie will never tell you why.
Right, but
they're like, we got to get the sniper.
what about this horse guy? Whose
Okay,
team
wait.
is he on?
What about the guy named Stavros who's there?
Who's just standing right there?
Who's right? The guy named Stavros,
We lost him in the confusion because of the horse guy shooting up a fucking wedding.
but they don't try to go after him. They have to get
You're
the
very
sniper.
hard up on the sniper thing. What is the deal with the mounted machine gun guy? Is he just a loose machine gun guy shooting up a wedding, or is he related to anything?
I think he's one of Stavros's
Because
guys.
he's the catalyst to everything going bananas here.
He's the first domino.
and pretty much the last too.
Yeah.
After a really boring chase of the sniper guy.
Yeah, so he just starts shooting up everything.
I think what happened, Sam, is just edited very poorly. Is they're standing there talking to Stavros, and he's like, "Hey, don't try anything. Look up there. I've got a gun guy
Sure.
up there. My sniper. He's my buddy. We're tight. We're super tight, like super tight. But don't fuck with me because he'll shoot you.
Sure.
Oh my God, there's a mounted machine gun guy shooting up a wedding. And JCVD's like, dude, you've tried that on me so many times. I'm not going to turn around. But then he hears the gunshots. And he's like, holy shit, it's actually real this time.
And then
all hell breaks loose. And Stavros gets away.
Sure.
And a bunch of people at a wedding get shot. And a bride doesn't make it to her altar.
She gets taken by horses
Right. Away.
in a carriage,
And
which JCVD jumps on and then steers the horses by their hair to chase the sniper.
right, because Stavros has used the opportunity to get away.
escape.
And the only lead they have to his location is his very tight.
Good friend,
really,
sniper,
really,
pal.
I mean, dude, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, they're tight.
Okay.
Friends. That's it.
Either way,
But it goes nowhere.
it goes nowhere, and he chases down the sniper, who then steals some shit from Desperado and has a guitar case that shoots.
And also has a guy in his hotel room who is a kung fu guy with
That doesn't like him.
with a foot knife.
Because the first thing that you see the karate guy with the foot knife do
Mhm.
is the sniper runs into the hotel room, and that guy kicks him in the face, and he gets kicked out of his own hotel room.
Okay.
So they're not pals.
And why does Kung Fu guy, right,
Sure.
takes off his shoes,
He kicks them off,
yeah.
flying.
yeah, tries to hit Van Damme with him, and then he gets a switchblade with his feet.
Yes.
Like, wouldn't you have the switchblade built into your shoe?
That's how I've normally seen it.
Yeah.
It was like they were just too cheap to spin it on the prop.
Also, why not just have like you know how the like ninja movies have those like claws that they like climb up trees and stuff with?
Sure.
Just have that, but for your feet, and then you kick off your shoes, and you've got feet claws.
I think you just sharpen your toenails to
you could do that
points.
too. A switchblade between your big toe and your next toe is arguably the least effective, even if you're a kung fu guy. I just can't imagine it's effective.
No, it can't be.
Put it in your hand.
Yeah. Watch out, Van Damme. He's got a knife in his foot.
That's going to be a personal foul.
You already used that one.
Oh.
Damn.
You could have gone with technical, but it's too late now. So I'm going to call a T on you.
What's a T?
I get a free one.
A t-
I get a free shot.
Timeout.
Yeah. No, a technical. I'm going to take it from the half court line.
If you could take your free shots from wherever. You should like that. They probably can. Just nobody ever asked the ref,
Boom!
like, can I shoot it from here? Fucking go ahead. That's like way the fuck over. No one on your team wants you to shoot it from there.
It's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
Rainbow.
Airball.
Airball. So outside Yaz is getting in a fight with some other guy in the
Yeah.
back of a cab.
Sure.
And he fucking grabs this guy and chucks him through the window of a bus.
Yeah.
It's a 5-pointer.
It's a 5-pointer.
Ooh.
Nope.
All right, so upstairs, JCVD's killed both the sniper and the foot guy, and the cops come and he escapes, and nothing gets resolved at all.
No, they didn't. I guess he didn't know anything.
Or he didn't get asked anything either. There was never, where's Mickey Rourke? It was just, hey, I have punched you into that foot knife guy's knife foot. Foot knife.
Thankfully for the both of us, your friend enemy is waiting in your hotel room.
Right. So
with his foot knife.
Right. All right. So the wife is ready to pop. She's about to have this kid.
Sure.
And Mickey Rourke has got her to his own personal island hospital.
It's like a room that's made for getting her baby out.
It's not just a room, Sam. It's an entire fucking island building.
Sort of, but they're in the Coliseum later. Or something.
Yeah, they're on an island or peninsula part of the country.
Right.
Right, where there's only one way into it, and it's the bridge.
Uh-huh.
And it's probably like the local primary health or something like that, where it's just...
It's an abandoned building.
No.
Yes, it is. They have a huge fight here where they go through the halls. There's gunfight. There's nobody else besides JCVD, Yaz, and bad guys.
This is before or after the tech monks?
Well, how do we get into this impenetrable fortress of a hospital that is his own hospital? I don't really know. Well, there's only one way in. It's the bridge or a
Under
tunnel.
the river.
And the only people that could lead us there are cyber monks.
Cyber monks.
Cybermonk is my favorite Billy Idol album ever.
That's not a real thing.
It's a very quiet album.
It's like Enya.
Sworn to silence.
With dubstep in it.
But none, because you can't even do that. He's a monk, so he can't. My joke was so much better, and you just didn't get it. You son of a bitch.
I'm going to give you the
Stupid
whistle.
joke.
I'm going to fucking kick.
I'm going to call...
I'm going to jump in the air. Both of my slippers are going to come off at the same time. Hit you guys both in the face. And I'm not going to need a foot knife because my feet smell bad enough to just knock you out.
Huh.
I'm going to call hit by a pitch.
Hit by a pitch. Take your base.
Yep. Shut up over there. Take your base. Get off the mound, sir.
You've just given up on basketball completely, I take it.
We want a pitcher, not a belly itcher. I'm out of basketball references.
Yeah. All right, so he goes to the monastery, gets the cyber monks, and they're like, cool, come this way. We're going to make jokes about the internet. Oh, whoops, we stumbled upon porn, and we're not supposed to see that. Whoa! And so they lead him through a tunnel into with the help of the uncle guys that JCVD was working with before.
Sure.
We got a hot tip for you. Here you go. Here's how you get in. So they get to the hospital. But they're stopped by a metal grate on the way. And Yaz is like, hey, here's my lucky plastic explosives. You know?
Yeah.
Got my lucky gum and my lucky rabbit's foot, my lucky plastic explosives, and my lucky detonator.
Lucky.
Pretty cool.
And we now know also that the wires aren't long enough.
Right.
So he's got 2 exposed wires.
Mm-hmm.
You can just throw anything at exposed wires and it'll detonate a bomb.
Sandwich them together, I guess. Yeah, he throws a skull. There's just a skull in this tunnel.
There's just like bunches of them.
Yeah.
Just like all these dead people down there. And he's like, hey, buddy, sorry. Whack. Bad throw.
Yeah. Airball.
He's like, I don't miss
He
twice.
doesn't. He didn't. It was a weird deal.
Yeah. Explodes.
You know, that's like somebody poking you in the butthole and being like, oops, wrong hole, but I don't miss twice. And then doing it again. And you're like, no, I just think you want to have butt sex.
All right. So anyways, they break into the hospital. They fight off a few guys with some comedy, of course, basketball-related comedy. Jack finds his wife and a very helpful doctor who's like, you took your son. She popped and he's now at the Coliseum. So you got to go there. Okay. So they go there.
Random.
Yeah. Okay. So they go there. And he's got his shirt off. First off, we should mention Mickey Rourke has decided now's the time to show the whole package.
Why not?
And he's got like this douchebaggery belt. And then these pants that are supposed to be like black denim.
They're half leather, half denim.
Yeah, but then they've got like the patches of leather on the inside of his legs.
He's got villain pants, Jackie.
Those are motorcycle pants.
No, I believe that those are horseback riding pants.
Horseback riding pants?
They're villain pants.
So that your thighs and stuff don't get rubbed raw when you're riding.
It's so you can look evil when you've kidnapped a baby and rigged explosives all over a coliseum.
Made a minefield out of a
Mhm.
coliseum and put a baby in the center of it.
Right. Oh, and you've also brought your other gun guy friend. You're not so tight with this guy, but he's pretty good at what he does. He's like your number one guy.
Well, he gave the baby a gift.
A grenade?
No, a Pinocchio thing.
Oh,
Doll
that's
thing.
probably rigged with C4.
It's probably the same one that his son died with.
It was the same one that his son died with.
Oh, symbolism.
There's also something else that his son died with.
Bullets?
A fucking tiger!
Right. Oh my God, there's a tiger there too. What the shit? And freaking landmines. Landmines marked with crosses. Like, don't.
You mark the landmines so you don't step on them, which kind of defeats the purpose of having landmines.
Right. You just don't go near the landmines.
Plus, you could also, hit your shin on those angle iron crosses and it would give you a nasty scratch.
And maybe some tetanus.
Yeah.
I mean, he is in Europe,
That European tetanus is worse.
It's going around. Hear those Romans, they love to get a little loose with the tetanus.
I guess so. Nothing sexier than lockjaw. Dying of muscle spasms.
All right, so Yas rides in on a dirt bike, and he's like, yeah, bro, burp, burp. Heel clicker comes in, grabs the baby, and then hot dogs it around for a little while.
Yeah, he snatches this baby at about 45.
And then stashes it in a wall, hides it
Yeah.
within the Coliseum so nobody... I'll
Where
be
the
back for
rats
you later.
can get it.
Yeah, right. And the Tigers chasing Jack up the stadium and into the tunnels, and he gets trapped between it and a henchman who the henchman's shooting bullets at him. So he kicks out the floor that the tiger's standing on. The tiger falls down to the ground below. It's like, hey, free henchman that I could eat. So he eats that guy.
Yeah, that guy's eaten by tiger.
That's pretty cool. And then Yas decides to take off his shirt.
He just doesn't have a shirt anymore.
Which
this is the puzzling thing to me in this movie is that Rourke, threw down the gauntlets. He's taking his shirt off.
Right.
Yaz is like, that guy didn't have a shirt on, so just in between scenes, he now doesn't have a shirt. Van Damme
keeps his shirt on.
Keeps his shirt on.
Because he's a class act.
He's dressed like a hobo.
Well, that's... Yeah.
Why does he keep his shirt on?
I don't know.
That was one of my big
It
questions.
should have been like his shirtless three-way thing going on.
I mean, here's the deal. I think all three of them should keep their shirt on. But I don't get it from a filmmaking standpoint. Like, I guess... I don't know.
He had his shirt off earlier.
Yeah, he sure did. I don't know. So anyways, they're going to double team Stavros now. Hence the title and a basketball reference. So Jack runs back into the Coliseum. He's like, let's fucking do this. Woo! But then Stavros sticks his leg out and totally trips and makes him eat shit.
Which is super
That's
funny.
2 shots
Pretty awesome.
for tripping.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
He does eat major shit.
Yeah, major shit. He slides for like a long ways with his face. It's pretty hilarious. So they fight.
This is a Sammo Hung choreographed fight.
Oh,
as
really?
well.
No shit?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sammo came in and did the last fight for him.
That's cool. The tiger's still wandering around. It's looking for the baby. It's like, I didn't get enough. That henchman did not fill me up. I need some fucking bomb, baby bomb, possibly, question mark, grenades, C4 attached to
Yeah.
a baby. Well, we'll find out. Now, Belloq's there?
Yes.
He just shows up randomly like,
Well,
hello.
he's been assigned.
He's the guardian.
He's the guardian.
Of,
Van Damme.
right, but how does he know where he's at?
There's a tracker up his butt.
I don't think there is.
People that at the colony told Van Damme where to go, so they probably just told
Yeah,
him
but it
too.
seemed like it was on the QT, like, don't tell Belloq about this.
Well, I think Belloq's, they probably know that he's not going to do anything.
He does do something. He fucking shows up. So they're idiots.
No, they know that he's not going to do anything bad to
He
Van Damme.
is going to try.
No, he isn't.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
All right, so he's there, and he's like, let's team up and take this guy down and help this baby out. And Yas comes in. He's like, oh, I'm going to fucking kick your ass, Stavros. But, oh, shit, I stepped on a landmine. But then it's cool because I put the pin back. I can do that, but nobody else can later. I don't know.
He had a pin because he's a guy.
Okay, it's his lucky pin.
Yeah.
And then Jack and Mickey Rourke step on mines, but not Jack. Actually, he pulls his foot off. He's like, "Got you, bitch." And Yaz has moved around the crosses, so it's confused Mickey Rourke the locations.
Which now we're like, aha, they've won. Only, oh, it's a fucking tiger
The
again.
tiger has come in. He's gonna eat Yaz. The other two run off, and Yaz looks at him, and he starts to get sad. Or not Yaz, Stavros. He's like,
Yeah.
And as the tiger is about to pounce on him,
He says,
lifts his foot off.
He's like, no, tiger. I will choose the manner of my own demise and blow us both up.
But they're friends, remember, from the beginning? So I think the tiger was just jumping up to give him a hug.
Maybe
and he died in his arms.
He was like, if you jump and I blow up,
I'll get blown to
shoot you
safety.
into space.
That's not what I
And
thought.
you'll be the space tiger. And then awesome shit'll happen.
No.
Well, either way, the amount of landmines is apparently about the size of carpet bombing effect.
Yes, because it explodes the entire Coliseum.
Yeah.
In a huge, massive fireball. The guys are still inside with said baby. And the only way to stop this explosion and kill everybody
Is with PP.
is with the only power to bring people together. Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Coke machines.
Yeah, I'd like to teach the world to sing. Perfect harmony when a fireball's coming at us.
Yep.
Hands across America. Coca-Cola.
We know now that one of the most durable and explosion-proof devices ever is a Coke machine.
A Coke vending machine.
Because the graphics are not even tarnished by this explosions.
Not in the least.
Yeah.
It saves their lives. And the Coke inside is probably still crisp and refreshing.
38 degrees. I'm surprised they don't all enjoy a Coke. Why didn't they?
They should have.
Once you've gone this
How
far,
do you not enjoy a Coke inside
they
of your
all
movie?
enjoy a Coke, turn to the screen, to the camera, look directly at you and say,
This is it.
enjoy Coke.
Oh, it was Enjoy Coke. Was it Enjoy Coke at this time?
I
Or
think
was it,
so. I think
This
it
is
was Enjoy
The
Coke.
real one. It was the real one.
That was Pepsi.
No, Pepsi was, we taste like fucking plastic.
Oh,
Gross.
yeah. That's what they did for themselves. We taste like plastic.
We're icky. Ugh. Coke was like, this is the one, I think.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Enjoy
whatever.
Coke is today.
Whatever it was.
So they're cool, and Belloq is like, "Hey, you got to come back with me." See, he comes to stop him. He's like,
No,
"You're
but then
coming
he's
with
like,
me, Buster."
cut off a piece of your shirt and your hair. I think he's just going to take a souvenir and then leave.
What the? So why does JCVD like? No, you cannot do that to me.
Because I think, well, he doesn't, he seems to be doing it, but then Rodman's like, my lucky coin, and then he flips it, and it's not a coin.
It's a ninja smoke bomb,
But then it is a coin again, but then it's a ninja smoke bomb
and JCVD drives off
in a shitty car.
in a shitty car.
With the baby in the front seat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then another car magically appears,
Mhm.
and Belloq leaves in that.
He's like, "What do you do?" And he is like, "Well, I guess I'm gonna have to explain this whole mess."
They're gonna blame this on me.
Yep.
Shit.
Good thing I'm not wearing a shirt.
He's like, I wonder how much the fine for this one will be.
Credits.
Credits.
Awesome. Questions?
Does Jack leave his wife for Yez?
No, they're not that.
Not
They're
that
not.
good.
No, they. Yeah, that would
Just
take
a long weekend.
That would take the fun out of it. Sam.
Sure,
That would
okay.
take the fun out of the game.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sort of like Bond and Moneypenny.
Right. Or coming out of the locker room, but now you've got another man's balls in your face.
Ditsy do, Dunkaroo!
Jackie?
I asked on mine as we went.
Okay, I don't really have it either. 'Cause the whole thing
like
is so
one
fucking.
yeah.
It's so confusing and doesn't make any goddamn sense throughout the entire thing. It's like, where do you begin here?
I do have a comment because it's like the editor sort of is hero and a pariah at the same time. Because it's confusing as shit. He breaks his own sort of style constantly where you never know when a scene ends or begins.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, how the fuck did that guy jam all this shit into 90 minutes?
Right, yeah,
Like,
it
they
is chock
do
full.
so much with 90 minutes. It's
It
crazy.
was hard to keep up with the note-taking, but yeah, it is chock full of shit. Well, then we'll just move on to final recommendations. I'm going to go first. Totally do. I really like this movie. It's one of the worst action movies ever made and a total blast.
I'm going to give it a do as well. I like the transvestites in it.
Yeah, there is a club full of transvestites.
Yeah, there's just scuba go-go dancers.
Scuba go
Yeah,
dance.
those were pretty cool.
There is a tiger who can shoot ladies as well. That's kind of
Yes.
a big thing.
Yeah. I give it an absolute do. It's one of my favorite bad movies.
Yep. It's 3 dues from us. Can't miss. Double team. Got some streaming or listener feedback this week. First off, I want to say a huge thanks to listener Jack B. He's been helping me clean up our feed a lot lately. We've had some missing episodes thanks to the debacle that was archive.org deleting our episodes without notifying us. Also, he helped me last week when I uploaded the wrong audio file for Lady in the Water. So, Jack, thank you so much for your help.
He's like, wait a second, there's no Lady in the Water. This is just last week's episode again.
Right.
This fucking
A
bastards.
rerun? Back-to-back weeks? What is this, Saturday Night Live? Come on.
Oh.
So thanks again, Jack. Our email is from Michael M. Regarding Lady in the Water. It says, guys, I don't know about this. I haven't listened to the episode yet, and I don't know if I can. I mean, can, in quotes. But I have a standing promise to myself to never watch another M. Night Shyamalan movie ever again. The man cannot write coherent, realistic dialogue. Emphasis on realistic. If you have asked a moderately concussed person who had just received a C+ in his ESL class last semester to write a movie, it would likely be less cringeworthy and nonsensical than anything M. Night has put forth so far. Nobody on planet Earth talks like what he thinks people talk like. It's like everybody in his films had the spruce bark beetle guy from Birdemic as their English teacher. Soppy, introspective nonsense, or emo-laden, misunderstood edginess. And that's just my problems with the dialogue. Can't do it. Why would you hurt us like this? We just want to love you, Stinker Madness.
I also broke that rule to watch Lady in the Water.
You said you were never going to watch another
I was
one?
never going to watch another one.
Yeah, we just can't. We're a bad movie podcast.
Yeah, he's bad, so we had to do it.
Yeah, we have to do it.
But you know what? I will say this for Mike, is that I totally agree with you. M. Night Shyamalan is a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to watch any more of his movies.
Okay. Well, that's too bad. You watch
we're probably gonna have to do that goddamn happening at some point.
And I'm sure that he will be back in SMABFA contention at some point.
Well, that's the problem, is that he's gonna smab us.
Yeah, we'll be forced to watch one. We'll hate it. It will be the same type of experience as we look forward to such films as Transformers. We're like, oh, God damn it, stop making these, please. You kill us.
And that last Transformers was no good.
Not good. Speaking of not good films, let's do some streaming do's and don'ts.
All right.
First off, I want to talk about one that I watched by myself on Prime with the accoutrement of riff tracks called Arachnia from 2003. Made by the same people that made that Sean Astin, Bruce Campbell movie that you like, Sam. Icebreaker? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Icebreaker.
Yeah. Arachnia sucks.
I bet.
Sucks hard. It's a giant spider movie.
Sure. But not near as good as Big Ass Spider.
No. This is not CGI spiders. This is stop motion spiders.
Excellent.
Made of plastic.
All right.
That look awful.
Sure.
The actors are terrible. The plot is atrocious. And everything that happens in it stinks on ice. I did not like it. Do not watch Arachnia without riff tracks. Moving on, Jackie and I watched one just the other night. It's new on Netflix. 2017 movie called The Babysitter.
Oh, the remake. Yeah, I have the original Babysitter 1 and 2. I haven't watched them in forever, though.
All right. It was okay. I thought.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, I didn't think it was great. Some of the dialogue was a little wonky.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, but it
It's
was
directed by McG.
Oh, really?
it was entertaining enough.
Yeah, I gave it a 5, which out of 10 puts it in the do not land for me. Because McG is just such an asshole. He's just shoving graphics up on the screen like, well, that's comedy. Whoa, this part's cool. Totally awesome is what it's saying on the screen right this fucking second. So I guess it has to be totally awesome because McG is telling me it is. Yeah, I don't like that. So it was just okay. That's all I have to say about that. Sam, you watched something called Independence Day.
Not independence like being independent, like independent plural S. Like many people who are independent together. Independence.
The Independence
Yeah, Day. Which is just a mockbuster of Independence Day.
Oh, okay. All right, huh?
It's the Asylum.
Oh, no. Why did you do that?
Because I periodically check in to make sure that they still can't do it. They can't. This one was, however, the most sort of... It worked as a unit better than most of their movies. It actually had somewhere to go and went there. It wasn't all filler. It just still really sucked bad.
Huh.
And ultimately, I think it's inadvertent because they don't really... I don't know that they believe it, but it was a very heavy condonement of non-state sponsored militias because that's who wins.
Oh.
Those are the independents.
Ah.
Are these like bearded militia guys out in the woods? They come down and save the day.
Oh, so Trump supporters.
Maybe. I don't even think they like Trump.
They don't like anybody.
They don't like anybody.
Yeah. They especially don't like fucking aliens.
They hate aliens more than they hate the establishment.
Because they've been like beamed up like a bunch of times and the anal probe
Sure.
jobber
Yeah,
and like
their friend Gary.
what
just
happened to
keep-
that 2 weeks of my life?
Screaming, I ate pizza. I told you. You're not going to find out anything else.
That's what happened when you got abducted by aliens? Is you ate pizza?
No, when they're shoving
They
the
give
thing
you
up
a
my
pizza
ass,
party.
I'm like, I'll save you the trouble. I ate pizza.
Is that a metaphor or are you trying to deflect?
No, when they get the thing in my ass, they're going to find out that I ate pizza. I'm saving them the trouble.
Oh, you're telling the aliens that. I thought you were telling your
Sure.
buddies when you come back, like, I ate pizza with the aliens.
No, I'm like, oh, that's the anal. I'll save you the trouble.
It's really
I had
weird.
pizza.
Up on this fucking spaceship, and they got all sorts of cool technology and stuff, but for some reason, they're all Chuck E. Cheese. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they love fucking pizza. Anyways, do not, I take it.
Do not, unfortunately.
I have a
still
funny-
can't make a movie.
I have a funny tie-in. Well, maybe, I don't know. But a couple weeks on Twitter, it was there was a hashtag trending that was called GOP a movie, and mine was Independence Day.
Yep.
Yep, that's fucking
I
lame.
got like 5 likes. That's pretty good. Next week is Jackie's pick. Jackie, I'm assuming you don't have a clue.
We're doing Jingle All the Way.
Jingle all the way. with
finally.
Schloss,
Oh, boy.
which is not a stinker, if I remember. I thought that was a good
Jingle all the
movie.
way?
Yeah.
This is fucking terrible.
All right. I'll look forward to it then. I've never seen it.
It's the Christmas season, boys.
Yep.
It's my kind of year.
All right. Well, enjoy your week. Get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.